his way. Fall to your knees, motherfucker, cause the devil gonna make you pay. Motherfucker, he's on his way. Hellfire, down you go, down below. Hellfire, down you go, down below.
Hey guys, welcome back to Mountain Murders.
I'm Heather.
And I'm Dylan.
Okay, Dylan, are you ready?
I am ready. There's no time to waste on this one.
It's true. We have a great case for you today, but there is a lot of information, so many details. I mean, when I dig in, I really dig in.
And you ran with this one.
And this is a case that I'd not heard a whole lot about, but once I started researching, wow, there are just layers and layers, and I was like connecting the dots. You've seen that meme that's got Charlie from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
Okay.
Where he's like got a build like a little bulletin board, and he's got all these little strings connecting.
Yeah.
That's what I felt like today. I felt like Charlie.
Yeah. You wouldn't even talk to me while I was at work. So let's just dive right in because we don't even know if we can get this in one episode.
We are going to dive right in, and I just wanted to quick mention we have some awesome reviews from some of our listeners that I promised we would include in our next episode.
They're
we're
amazing.
going to read some of those here in a minute. I also want to give a shout out to our brand new patron. We have Caitlin, and we also have Hannah.
Wow.
And Hannah stepped out at our highest level.
Wow. Thank you, Caitlin and Hannah. Welcome to the family.
I should also mention on Patreon, we have reworked the tiers and some of the benefits that are going to be available, especially if you're like at our top tier. So you might want to go check it out. Patreon.com. Look up Mountain Murders Podcast and find out more about all the great benefits.
And we love our patrons.
We sure do. Let's get started, Dylan. No time for dilly-dallying.
Okay.
Is your hair fixed?
Well,
I see you over there playing with it. You've clicked your pen enough. Are you ready? Did you get your fidgets out?
Baby, you're not supposed to talk about this stuff. Why? I see a mirror over your shoulder and I couldn't help it. I'm sorry.
Do you hear this, folks? He's like Cardi B. He walks by a mirror and he's like, "Ooh, damn, I'm fine."
I'm just kidding. And yes, my pen is open and I'm going to have to take notes. I'm sorry. I know you're not big on me doing anything over here.
That's because people just don't see what you do when we're trying to record.
We're going to start doing some video for the patrons so they can get an inside look. I don't know if they can handle
your ADD. You make me nervous wreck.
Oh my God. Okay, so I am ready. I'm ready with my notes and no time to waste.
Okay, in the 1970s and 80s, there were many unsolved abductions and murders. I saw you checking your fucking hair again in the mirror. Will you stop?
No, I got it out of I put it back in the normal place. I'm serious. I wasn't looking in the mirror.
Flip your hair one more time, I'm going to reach across this table and I'm going to take this pen, I'm going to click it, and I'm going to stab it right in your eyeball.
Oh my God, there's going to be a murder while the murder podcast is happening?
Yeah.
Holy shit, that'd be some dope-ass audio on the web.
Yeah, I know. Are we ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Settle down.
I'm ready.
I will hurt you. Okay, in the 1970s and 80s... Dylan? I'm just fucking with you guys. Ha! In the 70s and 80s, there were many unsolved abductions and murders in the central parts of Vermont and New Hampshire. Most victims were women of all ages and backgrounds, but they did seem to have one common tie.
Oh my gosh.
Can you guess what that is?
Besides being killed?
They were in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Oh, shit.
Several of the murders are tied to a serial killer who's been nicknamed the Connecticut River Valley Killer.
I'd never heard anything about this when you told me about it. And the more you dig around up there in the Northeast, you find some really great cases up there.
Now, New Hampshire is considered one of the safest places in the country. I bet if I ask you, Dylan, tell me your top 10 locations that you think would be super dangerous, I doubt New Hampshire would make it on that list.
No.
I doubt New Hampshire would make it into your top 50.
No, a lot of those little states up there, it just seems quiet and quaint, lots of countryside and not a whole lot of big, huge development. And maybe I don't know, but yeah, it would not be anywhere near my top 10.
Well, these women were all vulnerable, believing that they were living in a place where it was fine to hitchhike, leave their doors open, leave their doors unlocked, speak to strangers. You know, it was just typical small town kind of living.
Yeah, just go about your day, not constantly worried or in a state of hyper awareness like you might be in a major city or something like that.
And at the time of our story, the word serial killer was foreign to the lives of everyday people in small towns until a killer, or I like to say killers, roamed the valley preying upon young women. But with the large number of female victims, I'm going to ask you guys to figure out for yourselves. Was there one serial killer working the area, or was it just happenstance that these victims fell prey to multiple serial killers?
Oh my God.
Again, I'm going to let you guys decide. I got a lot of cases to go over here, a lot of murders. There's going to be a lot of information, a lot of names thrown at you.
Yes.
And especially you, Dylan, try to keep up.
That's why I have my notepad and my trusty pen.
The Connecticut River is the largest ecosystem in New England, spanning Connecticut, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, and Vermont. There are some small portions of Maine and Quebec, Canada, that also have the Connecticut River flowing. For an outdoorsy person, this area is perfect. It's brimming with fish, rainbow trout, Atlantic salmon, bass, winter flounder, blueback herring. There are 12 species of freshwater mussels native to this river.
Wow, I guess if you like fresh caught, do-it-yourself seafood, that's a damn place to live, huh? Or fish. Yeah, I guess it's not all, I don't even know. Freshwater, saltwater, who gives a damn?
Boating and camping are also available along the river. The Connecticut River Paddlers Trail includes 300 miles of campsites.
Now that sounds awesome. That's something I would like to actually try.
We should take a trip.
A little kayaking, maybe some canoeing.
Yeah, definitely. Some fishing.
Oh, yeah.
Some fly fishing.
Well, yeah, some of those fish sound really fun to catch.
The first case we're going to discuss appeared as far back as January 29th, 1969. And let me just add, I'm going to give you a few cases that haven't officially been considered part of the Connecticut River Valley Killer's murder spree.
Okay.
But these cases, once I started digging, are very interesting.
Similar?
In some ways.
Right.
And we'll talk more about that as we go. I'll let you know when we get to the start of the Connecticut River Valley Killers, like first, what they consider his first case.
Right.
I'll let you know when that happens. But I want to tell you guys about these murders first. We're going back to January 29th, 1969, when 11-year-old Deborah Horn was last seen at her Allentown home. The brown-eyed girl had missed school on this day because she had gotten hurt. When her parents came home, the front door was wide open and Deborah was gone. She had taken nothing with her. The only thing her parents found was a studded snow tire track mark left in the driveway.
Now that would kind of weird me out.
Months later, 3 teenagers find her body stashed away in a 1952 Plymouth that had been abandoned in Sandown. And this was on August the 10th. Around the same time as Deborah's murder, 2 other girls had gone missing and were also found murdered. And this includes 15-year-old Joan Dunham. She had gone missing from Charlestown, New Hampshire on June 11th, 1968. The next day, her body was found off a dirt road in Unity, New Hampshire. Now, Unity is a town you're going to want to tuck away and remember. It's going to reappear. She had been sexually assaulted, strangled. Another teenager, 13-year-old Kathy Glotty, vanished from Franklin. Her body was found the next day off Webster Road, which was like a wooded kind of area. She was sexually assaulted, but killed by blunt force trauma. The killer had also attempted to strangle her and ran her over with a car.
Jesus, vicious.
Yeah. A Jane Doe was found near Bedford on October 6, 1971. She may have been dead somewhere between 1 to 3 months when her body was finally discovered. She was estimated to be somewhere between 25 to 35 years old. She had brown hair, was wearing hip-hugger cut-off shorts, sandals, and a pullover blouse. Her manner of death was undetermined, but it was believed she was the victim of homicide. She was discarded off a logging road in the woods.
Yeah, it seems to be a bit of a pattern there.
The next case that I thought was very interesting. September 4th, 1977, Jacqueline Snyder was visiting Portsmouth, New Hampshire with her father. She was a 22-year-old and a recent graduate of the University of Washington. She planned to move to New York City and pursue a career with the United Nations. This is a girl who's aiming high.
Yeah, some pretty big aspirations there.
Smart, ambitious, she's got goals in mind. On this particular day, Schneider decided to venture off on her own and was last seen around 4 p.m. in the Strawberry Bank area of Portsmouth. 10 days later, her body was found in the woods near Lee, which is off Route 155. The cause of death was listed as a homicide, but at the time, investigators were unable to determine how exactly she was killed.
Body decomposed and things of that nature.
This is going to mark the first case that is believed to be the start of the Connecticut River Valley Killer's spree.
The next victim.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I wanted to kind of give you guys that background to show you that there was someone else seemingly operating in this area at the time.
Yeah, there's 5 victims.
Yeah. And, like I said, I'm like the sideline detective over here, but just looking at some of these cases, I feel like there is a bigger story here.
Well, yeah, very well may be.
The very first, we'll say CRVK victim.
Oh my God, did you just give him a moniker?
October 24th, 1978. Kathy Milliken was a 26-year-old woman with brown hair and a slim physique, and she was out photographing birds at the Chandler Brook West Preserve in New London, New Hampshire. Kathy was from the area. She had been born in Newport, Seoul on May 25th, 1951. She was actually considered to be this very accomplished young woman, hailed from a really good family. She attended Connecticut College, graduating in 1972. Kathy married a man named Charles Milliken, who qualified for the Olympic sailing trials in 1977.
Wow.
Right. Kathy was going places.
Yeah.
She seemed to have her life in order. And I bring this up because, as you'll find, many of these victims are well-respected, hardworking women, successful, great families. They're not
runaways,
homeless. They're not runaways.
Drug addicts.
Yeah, exactly.
Prostitutes,
sex workers.
Right.
I mean, these are just normal, everyday citizens.
Nothing against any of those people we listed off in those circumstances, but it's quite different from your typical maybe group that's preyed upon by these types of killers.
Well, that just seems to be the demographic that most predators
Right. Unfortunately, because they are
prey upon.
Easy, forgotten people in our society that people should care about, but they don't. And it's also, as we all know, not missed very quickly in things, which puts time and between them and the crime, which is always good to get away.
Kathy worked for Addison Publishing, which was the last place she was seen before heading out to the nature preserve. The Wet Preserve is a 65-acre property with 2.9 miles of trails that follow a brook and surrounding field areas. It's a very popular spot. There's also an old farm with 2 large hay fields and a hemlock forest. This area is known for its excellent bird watching.
I was going to say.
Abundant bird life, as well as wildflowers, woodland creatures, and it's also a really popular spot for horseback riding. So this was not an isolated place. This is a popular, well-traveled spot.
Sounds like a great spot. I wish it was near me.
Kathy was taking photos for the local chapter of the Audubon Society somewhere around 5:30. Well, when she failed to return home the following day, her body was found sprawled out only about 25 yards from where she was last spotted taking photos.
Wow.
She was stabbed 29 times, including wounds to the